Assalamu alaikum. This is Megan Wyatt answering your question here at About Islam. So it sounds like one of your main challenges is that when your in-laws show up, your husband changes completely. He changes how he acts, how he behaves, what he does for you and for the kids, and suddenly you're living with a stranger. And there's all these expectations and pressures on you that the house is 110% yours, the kids and childcare is 110% yours, cooking and shopping for food is 110% yours, and all he does is pay the bills and show up, eat, and basically hang out with his parents. And if that's not the case when they're gone, it sounds like there's a need to have a conversation and a dialogue where you guys have a discussion about expectations before they come, in terms of who's doing what. It sounds like he's afraid to help around the house, or he's afraid to take care of the kids because maybe, that's not the model his parents had, or that's not maybe the expectation from within his family's culture of what a man should do. And he feels like when they show up, he has to prove something. He has to show a different side of himself. And of course, you're suffering as a result. So consider having a conversation, letting him know before they come next time that every time your parents come, I'm feeling really stressed out because all of a sudden things you used to help with are thrown at me. I really want to support you in spending time with your parents, but I'm going to continue to need us to divide things up in a way so I can take care of myself and the kids and your parents, be a good wife to you, all of these different pieces. So maybe having a conversation about expectations of the cooking and the cleaning and the childcare and the groceries, and having a discussion about how to divide things up in a way that you feel is fair to you and also fair to him, that he feels comfortable doing when his family is around. But it is okay for you to let him know that it's too much for you, that you want to honor them in their presence, but it is too much for you, that you also need some time for yourself, that you also need some support, of the things that he would normally do, and that it's not okay for things to suddenly change. And so I think being open with him that you're struggling with it, that you're stressed out from it, that you're exhausted from it, and that also that you're hurt because he changes so much when they're around. And maybe you could inquire a little bit, it's like, hey, when we're alone, things are great. How come when your parents come, just suddenly you become like a different person and our relationship changes? Maybe he'll be able to respond to you about his parents' expectations or the role he thinks he's supposed to fulfill in front of them. So maybe an invitation to kind of a dialogue about your needs and what's going on inside of him. As for the part about them speaking badly about your parents or your mother or your family and things of this nature, this isn't going to be the most popular advice, but considering that they are people that seem to be unfiltered, that have no fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in terms of backbiting, gossip, or slander, knowing that they are talking about your family, the family of their own daughter-in-law that they chose and agreed to for their son, my honest advice for you for this period of time, maybe not forever, is actually to ignore them entirely, to completely let it go, to not say anything. I don't believe that your husband's not speaking up because he doesn't care. I think he is very intimidated by his parents. And for whatever reason, I think this goes in line with, him changing all of a sudden, his behavior being different. He sounds like he's intimidated by them. And so he doesn't know how to speak up. He doesn't know how to be soft with you around them. He doesn't know how to be himself. And so yes, you're right. He should speak up and tell them, hey, that's enough. Let's not talk about my wife's family, or, I really would like you guys to not say anything negative anymore. That is his job. And he should be doing that. And you're absolutely right about that. But for this period of time right now, for the next 3 to 6 months, this not being something he has previously done, I want you to actually table it for a while and just let it go. If they have bad things to say, these are the kind of people they are, they're shallow like this, you're going to let it go for now. The reason why is because you're really struggling, and you're struggling in your marriage. And there may be too many things right now for you guys to tackle and to improve. And so I want to give you a space to sort of table some issues while you work on others. And the one I would like you guys to work on first is, if this is the one that's most important to you, that is, which is what I gathered from your question, is him not becoming such a complete stranger when his parents come, suddenly disappearing and not helping you, that you guys work out a plan together, that you role model something different, that you have an agreement when, before his parents even come. The second piece, of course, is that you mentioned you feel like you can't do anything in the house because everyone's saying it's not your house, it's not your house, it's not your house. So here's the thing. It may not be your house, but this is your home. And that's the difference. So your husband has chosen to have you both live in the house that you are in. Regardless of who owned it before or who owns it now, this is your home. And as a woman, you have a right to your home and to decorate it the way that you like, to organize it the way that you like. So perhaps the next time somebody says, well, this isn't your house, you can say, I know, but it is my home. And I'm making some changes so that I'm able to feel more comfortable in my home with my husband and with my kids. And if they have a problem with that, that's okay. Let them have a problem with that. They sound like individuals that want to get upset over the tiniest, smallest, unimportant things. That's their issue. This is your home, and you have a right to, to tweak it and adjust it accordingly, and with whatever is within your means and with your style and with your preferences, so that this house is a home that you feel like is yours. It's not right for you to live somewhere but feel like you're a guest. This is your home, and if this is the place your children are going to be raised in, then it is also your home. And so if you want to make some changes, if you want to buy some things and they're like, oh, it's not necessary, what I want you to respond is, I understand, but it makes me happy. Or, oh, this wasn't a necessary thing. I understand, but it's something the kids and I really wanted. I want you to stand up for yourself with joy. I want you to stand up for yourself with personal preference. Just because somebody else doesn't want it, or someone else wouldn't do it, or somebody else didn't buy it, that's fine. It's not necessary for them. That's fine. It was necessary for you. Or it's not necessary in their eyes. That's fine. It makes you happy. And when you talk from this perspective, they may like it, they may not like it, but it's you speaking from a place of confidence and being grounded. That it's not my house, but it's my home, and this makes me happy. Why did you buy these new pots and pans? It wasn't necessary. It made me happy. Why did you buy these new, towels? It made me happy. Right? So as long as you're spending within your budget and you're not, putting some burden, which you've already said you're not doing, on your husband, there's nothing wrong with you doing things that make you happy, with adjusting things, buying plants, putting up paintings, changing rugs. This is fully within your rights. And I hope that your husband can come to terms and understanding that a happy wife will help build a happy life, and that for you to feel happy in your home is an essential need of every woman on the planet. So this is some place to begin. So let go of some of their petty things. Let go of the talking about your family for right now. It doesn't have to be forever. Choose one thing at a time to focus on. And it sounds like that is your husband and how he behaves in the, in the home when his parents come, and also turning that house into a home for yourself. And let's look, kind of work on things a little bit at a time, inshallah. So again, bite size, okay? Choose something you can take action on and work on little bit at a time. And inshallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can bless your efforts and help you guys come together to a better place as a couple. Assalamu alaikum.